Look, check. Where the mountains stay covered in snow, I'll turn it to gold. With this young tongue, it really finna make it be known. Separate me from the rest, can't compare me to any. Is you really from the block or you talking about Jimmy? I'm in the yard, really roll with the Zimmy. I ain't really have to, but I still meant to plug at the Denny's. I won't exaggerate my life for the cloud it provides. I would rather roll up and be with clouds in the sky. That's why I'm working to maintain, staying true to the game. Long as blood blue in my veins, I'm repping my name. Everybody bleed the same, everybody gon' die. But in this game called life, I'm just trying to survive. Benz a Bentley, I'm just trying to decide. Evidently, I've been known I'm built for this here since elementary. Remember when we played in the dirt? No sedimentary, eventually we'll end up in dirt. In cemeteries, man, it's crazy. I can take a loss, make a few mistakes, run it back, I just charge it to the game. Just let me explain, love the sunshine, but can you stand the rain? We outside, blessed to see another day. See another day. I can take a loss, make a few mistakes, run it back, I just charge it to the game. Just let me explain, love the sunshine, but can you stand the rain? We outside, blessed to see another day. See another day coming, I feel like I'm wave running. Ain't talking easy, boo, so just let me introduce myself. It's called T, part of me sometimes it loses itself. But I ain't never gonna forget what I felt when I was going through it. So when I write this, it be more than music. See the potential, I just gotta prove it. Been uneventful for hoping that what I put out got you vibing to it. Cause I been stressed out even writing to it. But it's the only thing that eases the pain. I put the pen in the page. I'll tell you why I'm always feeling this way. I know there's something more to life than what we do every day. I know I gotta get it right, cause if I don't, it's too late. I know I gotta get my weight up, gotta get that paper. Pop out, hop on the jet, like see you later. So my whole mentality to make that a reality. Cause I ain't never trying to end up as another Cassidy. I promise I can take a loss, make a few mistakes, run it back, I just charge it to the game. Just let me explain, love the sunshine, but can you stand the rain? We outside, blessed to see another day. See another day. I can take a loss, make a few mistakes, run it back, I just charge it to the game. Just let me explain, love the sunshine, but can you stand the rain? We outside, blessed to see another day. See another day. I ain't never fold, I just elevated. Only loyal to the game, really dedicated. Things ain't really been the same, it's been complicated. Gotta get this out the way, I'm feeling motivated. Still working, still taking my time. Lot of pain must have gained in my life. Can't explain what they say when they lie. I'm in my lane, I ain't switching no sides. It's all the same when you feeling the vibes. And I'ma keep it the truth. Had a lot to set the way that I'm about to let loose. I show you the proof, you see the work, you see the way that I do. Take it to church, it really won't hurt, I'm calculating my moves. Staying alert, it's really absurd, like I got something to prove. Know my worth, I'm putting it first, like I got nothing to lose. Every move that I'm making now is setting up my next move. So if you happen to see me around, I'm only making chess moves. I'm talking about elevating, just know that most of us will never make it. When the odds against me, that don't even make me more concentrated. Think about this life, it's so complicated. Gotta make it right, so I'm feeling obligated, locked in, dominated. But I seen these goofies, they be nominated. And I know yours truly is always left out the conversation. So I'm rolling doobies, been fading wasted, so they contemplating. Gotta test my patience and waiting, cause I know I'm finna make it. Yeah, I ain't never fold, I just elevated. Only loyal to the game, really dedicated. Things ain't really been the same, it's been complicated. Gotta get this out the way, I'm feeling motivated. Still working, still taking my time. Lot of pain must have gained in my life. Can't explain what they say when they lie. I'm in my lane, I ain't switching no sides. It's all the same when you're feeling the vibes. Look, introducing the person behind the music. The verses be highly fluent. They asking who my influence. I tell them I really do this.
Yes, sir.
We up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I do not approve of that jersey,
though. Let's go. Don't worry, in 2 weeks I'll have to have on yours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
hey,
like what?
Man.
Technically 3 weeks I'll have to have on your jersey here. So
yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Anyway,
3
welcome
weeks
to the
I'll have.
episode, man. Divisional
What up,
rounds.
y'all?
I'm soy sauce. That's Vita. What you got
We
for us, man? Open this up. What's happening?
Oh man, we good, man. We good. Speaking of, I was looking online, man, and just hopefully I could go in store and find a Jalen Hurts jersey over here. I really do. I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of the green ones because I have like Ness in the match. I don't want a white one, but they got this gray one. It's like, but it's a. I guess
Gray
it's a
one?
gray one.
Like a smoky
It's a
gray?
gray one. I think it's a great colorway that they got for all the teams, which
Oh,
I don't really like those jerseys because it's just like the Army ones. It's just like all Army ones, and you just change the logo.
there's
I've
nothing.
never
Yeah,
been a
there's
fan of.
nothing that
Yeah,
differentiates it from the other ones.
yeah, it's just different logo. Like you could have on somebody else's and nobody noticed. So nah, man, it's good. It's good. Excited, man. Judge, I'm going to the game tomorrow. I did not expect to go to the game. My wife's uncle has kind of been bothering me about going to a game for like a month and a half now. And I'm kind of like, why is he kind of pressed to, have me go to a game? And but I really, after seeing it, he just kind of said, "Hey, I've been helping out a lot around the house with the family and everything, since everything happened." And it was kind of his token of appreciation since he knows that, we love the game. So I was like, if I got to call off work, whatever, saying it is what it is. I don't want to turn it down and kind of feel like I'm shutting down somebody trying to offer a gift here. You know what I'm saying? So forget it. Get in there, go enjoy it, have some fun, man. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. So I'm
Have a good
excited for
have a
that.
good time at the game tomorrow, man. That's why this man's wearing Chiefs gear from top to bottom. He got a Priest Holmes jersey with a nice
Yeah.
Chiefs beanie, looking fresh over there.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be hella cold. So I'm getting ready.
You better have a
I'm
blanket
getting
with you
ready.
too, dog.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how cold, but I was like, I'm gonna be prepared. I'm not gonna not gonna not be prepared this time. I'm gonna be prepared. So we good to go. We are good to go.
Cool, man. You ready? You ready to jump into it? We're gonna get right into it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, before we jump into the divisional round breakdowns, what are some of your thoughts of the head coaching candidates and everything floating around right now?
Ooh.
Because I am a little shocked that nobody has gotten kind of hired yet,
Yeah.
and initially.
I want to say that a
So
lot of these teams are waiting for, like, I know the Eagles, DC, OC, interviewed a couple
I
places.
can. Yep.
I seen Byron Leftwich getting let go. That one actually surprised the hell out of me. Out of everybody to let go, you let go of Byron.
Yeah.
That one
And
surprised me.
then everybody on offense either fired or retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody in Tampa fired or retired, cleaned out.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
So
I don't know. I kind of think everybody's waiting for Sean Payton. Everyone's
I think
waiting
so
to see
too.
where wherever Sean Payton goes, that'll kind of start the ripple with all the coaches. Like Eric Bieniemy, I think is getting a job somewhere. I think you've been high on him the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I can see quite a few guys going to get a job.
I think this is his last shot to get a chance to get a job. Like I really do. I really do think it's his last shot to get a job. So I'm hoping that the Colts works out for him because they're kind of, they're in position to get a quarterback, and then they can actually have some time to kind of work with him. And then we can see if Eric B's worth something, or if he's just hiding behind Andy and getting a check out of it. So I'm just shocked that no coach is hired, but I agree with you. I think everybody's kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with Sean Payton first, and then everything will trickle down from there.
Who else is out there? You think Kellen
Ben
Moore?
Johnson.
I think Kellen Moore will probably be up for a job this year.
The more that if they could get past the 49ers, then yeah, Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore could be up out of there after this year.
Yeah, didn't Dan Quinn start interviewing places?
Yeah. Yeah, Dan Quinn got some interviews for some places, so it could be a chance to where that whole coaching staff looks new, win or lose. Like they really might be moving on to other places after this. So we'll see how. Like yeah, it's gonna be a big cycle this time. I think around.
I mean, I know we're both on the same page. As long as Peyton gets hired, I think everything it's gonna kind of trickle in behind that. You think Jeff Saturday's still there next year?
I don't know.
That's one person I was like, you had a great
I
start.
feel like Jeff Saturday is in the same situation that I look at Steve Wilkes. You're not the first plan.
Mm.
You're not the first option. But because you aren't getting no other interviews, you're the fallback option. So like how I feel with Carolina is I felt like Ben Johnson was number one, but Ben Johnson said he's going back. Now I feel like Sean Payton's number one. And I just feel like because Steve Wilkes doesn't have nobody else interviewing for him, they know, well, if all of our candidates fall through, we could just give Wilkes another year and let him go with that. And I feel like that's the same situation that Indy's in with Jeff Saturday, is if they know that they need a guy, he's available, but they're gonna see if they can get somebody else first.
We'll see if Jeff Saturday got the itch to coach and tries to stay on the staff regardless of who gets hired.
Yeah. What up, Booze?
What up, Christian? What up? All right, man, let's jump into it. We got a week 2 of the playoffs, divisional rounds. We're going into the first game tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Pull it up on the screen, man. We got the Jags and the Chiefs. The Chiefs at home favored by 9.5. Jags had one of the craziest comebacks after last week. I was irritated. I was irritating the chat because I kept putting "it's over." And you know what? By the last game with the Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Bucks, I had to just stand on it. It was too late. I did it all through the weekend. I had to keep doing it. But
yeah, this game's gonna be crazy, man. This game's going to be crazy.
Doesn't this game kind of give you the feeling of like,
you know what?
uh-oh.
Before we start this, and I think it's a good place to start with Jacksonville. Rich Eisen and them had a segment saying, what coach's legacy will benefit the most from winning a Super Bowl this year of the 8 coaches that's left? So in the AFC, you got Dougie P, you got Andy, you got Sean McDermott, and then you got Zach Taylor. So let's just go with the AFC. Out of the AFC coaches, who does it benefit the most to make a conference championship or a Super Bowl? Doug, Andy, Sean, or Zach?
Ooh. Doug, Andy, Sean McDermott, or Zach? I want to say it's going to benefit McDermott the most to make a Super Bowl.
I think McDermott has the most pressure to make the Super Bowl.
I think so too. I absolutely agree with that. But as far as like legacy, like it's going to take them to the next level of that, Andy.
So I feel like Andy's chasing rings. I don't feel like another ring moves the needle on where he's at. I feel like the third one moves the needle on where he's at.
I don't.
It's for me, it's like the KD argument. It's like KD can't catch LeBron statistically, but he, like, if he was to keep adding rings on, then it's like, okay, you did it in this case. And I just feel like that's where Andy's at.
I feel like Andy just because one thing we always talk about Andy and the Chiefs is they're always there. They're always right there in the divisional championship. But how many times have they been to the Super Bowl with that? Twice. So if they've been to the Super Bowl 2 times and they've been in that divisional championship for what, 5 years now? Yeah. 5 years straight.
If they make it to the AFC Championship, if they win tomorrow, that'll be 5 years in a row they've been to the AFC Championship. 5 years in a row.
I think he needs to get to the Super Bowl. I think Andy and them need to get there.
Because with Andy, it was like the same thing with the Eagles, though. Always in the conference championship, Super Bowl appearances, just didn't clutch it. But now that he got his, I'm almost kind of like, well, you're already a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right.
So what for me is like, what pushes you higher up to where we could be like, oh yeah, you're closer to Bill because of the ring numbers, or you're closer to these other guys.
I think getting him to the Super Bowl is going to put him closer to Bill. We already say Andy Reid is one of the best coaches in the league today, if not the best coach. But right now, I'm almost looking at this team like, and I say this, take it with a grain of salt. Are y'all ending up like the Peyton Manning and Tony Dungy?
So that's the situation. That's the exact situation you're looking at. I got Chiefs fans who make fun of Green Bay all the time for having Favre and Brady. Favre and Rodgers, and only getting 2 rings out of that. Mm-hmm. Remember, Rodgers got his ring very, very early in the process. And then real early. So that took away that debate. Drew Brees had to wait. that's why I asked people. I said, is he more closer to being Roger? Is Mahomes more close to being Aaron? Early Super Bowl, all the statistics, all the stats, all the awards, but you only got that one ring. Or is he gonna break that shrine of having 3, 4, 5 Super Bowls?
I think the league is catching up to him too quick.
I think it's catching up too.
His window closed the year they lost to Tampa. After they lost to Tampa, I think it closed at that point. At that point, it was just like, well, you missed your chance for multiple because that would have been your second. You probably would have had the momentum going into the next year against a Cincinnati team that they ended up losing to.
Cincinnati just beat them last year. Kudos to them.
And then they come into this year, they probably would have unloaded that money on Tyreek and said, cool, let's pay him.
Because Pat is at the same place as Andy to me, where it's now what you just hardware. Like your season, like nothing's gonna change for you. We know you got 8 more years of this type of statistical season, but now it's just like how much more hardware is gonna come along with this? Like, well, how many more? Like, how much more of that is gonna come to push you over? I think Sean McDermott and Josh Allen got the most pressure because Cincinnati went and won last year and got into the Super Bowl. And then if they get beat this week, people are going to be like, yo, this is another time we've been one of the top teams and we fell short again. And it's Buffalo's history. Remember, they went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and folded. You know what I'm saying? So like they really did. Like they went to 4 Super Bowls in the 90s and folded. But I think it changes the legacy for Doug Peterson the most if he was to get there and to win.
Especially with this being his first year with this team?
First year with the team, back-to-back #1 picks, worst of first, and he will be the first head coach to ever have Super Bowls with 2 different teams. No coach has a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. The only other person...
Imagine the Eagles against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Dougie P versus his old team.
The only other coach who's in position to say that is Mike McCarthy. McCarthy got his ring in Green Bay with Rodgers, and now he's in a situation where if he was to win, there's 2 coaches who are up to win Super Bowls with 2 different teams.
I don't think that
has never been done. So on the NFC side, you got Kyle Shanahan, you got Nick Sirianni, Mike McCarthy, and dang, who's the last? Brian Daboll. Yeah, first year rookie head coach.
For me, it's an easy answer. Shanahan.
Yeah, I think it's Shanahan.
It's Shanahan.
Yeah, I think Shanahan needs that lock in. I think it does the most for him.
You got to get there, big dog, because y'all been way too close for way too long, and they're a couple of plays away from being the Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid of the NFC, who's always in the championship game, always there making it to the Super Bowl. I think they made it one time and they ended up losing to the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, they made it, lost, then they lost.
They haven't seen it since.
Championship. So yeah, they haven't been back yet. But yeah, that was just something that popped up, and I was like, to see a head coach win a Super Bowl with 2 different teams would be crazy, because most of them guys, you know, once their window was done, they left. So
that would be dope. If that was the case, I just hope we lose before the Super Bowl. I ain't trying to go to the Super Bowl and lose to Dougie P and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Now we don't need that. We don't need that happening. Cool, man. First matchup, getting back into it with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs favored 9.5 at home. I was saying, man, this feel like one of those games. Where it's like, Jacksonville, man, y'all have a real chance. Play some. Granted, they can't play like they did. They played like they did last week. It's over. It's over in the first half.
Yeah,
but
you can't.
You wipe away those mistakes, and they blowing out. They blowing them out last week.
No, they really are. I'm thinking of the first matchup they had. KC really shut down the run game, I believe. And it just seemed like they just couldn't get out of their way. I remember watching some of the interviews after that game, and a lot of the players just felt like they didn't execute on their end properly, from blocking to catching and to all of those things. But since that game, that's when they've been on this hot streak. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like this team, when they lost the Denver game, they came back, got right. Then they lost the KC game, and then they came back and been on this streak. So this is a team that's definitely learning their lessons as they go, man. Yeah, but having turnovers and leaving that much on the field is something that they can't do this week. I really don't think that that's what they can be capable of doing this week.
Yeah, they got to play some mistake-free football for sure, just to be able to come out on this game. Looking at the last time they played, early in the season, Etienne was held for, like you said, 11 carries for 45 yards. Trevor Lawrence had to throw the ball 40 times. He played mistake-free football, right? No interceptions. Patty Mahomes threw one interception. Ended up being 17-27. I'll throw it up on the screen here.
Yeah.
17-27, and a lot of the points from the Chiefs came early.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter,
I know
they were shut out.
Jacksonville's kicker missed 2 field goals also in that game. Which kind of, that hurt what they could have done towards the end of the game. But yeah, man, this is there's so many storylines into this game. Like you said, Andy trying to continue to build upon his legacy. Doug Peterson taking his team from where they were to where they are now. Kid, being the Andy Reid tree, Mahomes and the Promise Prince. Like, it's just so much that goes into this game. So I'm excited for it.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs winning this on the very, very off chance. If we're sitting here talking about, man, the Jags won, it'll be because Trevor Lawrence threw the ball less than 35 times, and they ran the ball at least 25 times for a buck 50 plus. Buck 50 is the absolute minimum, and if they're running the ball enough to have a buck 50, it means they have control of the game. They're staying in striking distance. They're getting all the scoring opportunities they can, and they're playing some decent defense.
I think if we get to Saturday night and we see Jacksonville winning this game, it'll be behind. I kind of want to say that, but opportunistic, man, just being opportunistic. I really feel like that's the only way you can kind of get a chokehold on KC. Take advantage of the mistakes. They do leave some stuff out there. Like we said with the Bengals game last year, you clearly have an identity. You don't care to run the ball like that. So when there's a tip ball in the air or there's a chance to maybe steal a pick, you need to go get it, and you need to make sure that you capitalize on that. So that's how I would, I think the Jags will win this game.
Sure.
We got to do our breakdown: head coach, quarterback, receivers, and all of that.
Yep. Starting with the coach. Which coach do you have? I mean, it's a pretty obvious. You got Dougie P, or you got Andy Reid. Pretty sure we're both taking Andy Reid, right?
Yep, taking Andy.
Andy got the advantage in the head-to-head matchup. Then we got Patty Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence.
Got Mahomes.
Taking Mahomes pretty easily. Yep. Running back battle, we got Etienne on one side, and then we have I think it's Pacheco on the other side.
Yeah, Pacheco, McKinnon, and them, but I'll still take Etienne. I still think Etienne is better.
I'm gonna roll with Etienne too, just because I think they definitely use their running game a lot more frequently than I think the Chiefs do it in a different way. It counts as a pass, but that's considered their runs.
Yeah. Wide receivers, tight end.
Wide receiver core, tight end. So we got Juju, MVS, Mecole Hardman, who's out actually. So they'll probably have Kadarius Toney slide into that role. And then Travis Kelce on the other side.
Evan
Christian
Ingram,
Kirk, Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram.
So I'm going with KC. Still.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with KC on the strength of two players, Juju and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that's how I felt. It's the same way that I felt.
O-line.
I got KC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go KC pretty convincingly.
D-line
got Karlaftis, Saunders, Chris Jones, Frank Clark on the other side. We're looking at Farukasi, Hamilton, Robertson Harris, Josh Allen.
Like KC, Chris Jones be turning up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like Chris. Plus, man, George Karlaftis. I know y'all were hyped for him getting drafted there. I didn't know nothing about him, but throughout the year, that's all I keep hearing his name over and over and over in big Chiefs games.
Yeah, he shows up too.
So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
I think he's learned. I definitely think he's learned how to work when Chris gets them double teams. How to make sure he makes the most of them moments.
Yeah, I seen a couple of times he was driving a damn tackle into the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what he'll do. He'll bull rush you. He'll bull rush you.
That's your quarterback pressure. Is the O-lineman's back in your quarterback's elbow.
He'll bull rush you.
Linebackers, we got Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Carlos Dunlap for the Chiefs. Jaguars, we got technically Josh Allen, Chad Muma, Olakun, and Trayvon Walker.
At first, I said KC, but I actually like the Jags linebackers.
Yeah, I think they're a little more balanced.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Nick Bolton, of course, is the standout for the Chiefs, but I like the balance of the Jags.
Yeah.
Secondary, we got
I do not know. You ain't got to name them because I do not know. I do not know. I thought about this. I don't know. And then I even try to look at like how well they matched up on the other side, and I still don't know. So I think
both of their
both.
secondaries are buns.
Yeah, I just think like I was trying to look like, okay, do I think the Chiefs linebackers can match up with Ingram? I'm like, nah. Like clearly, Jags linebackers can. Like, what about receivers? Like, nah. It's like, so I really don't know. I didn't know which secondary I think was better, but I do like Rashad Jenkins from the Jags, who's been making the big plays here recently.
Mm-hmm.
He just really been having a nose for the football for real. So again, it's nothing that'll make me pick them over KC. So I really don't know who I would take.
I like L'Jarius Sneed and I like Justin Reed, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Cool. Special teams. Harrison Butker, and then we got a couple of returners over there for the Chiefs. They got Kadarius Toney back there, Pacheco, and then Riley Patterson.
I think I will go KC, and like Harrison Butker's been kind of buns here lately. But it's the fact that I think their returners, they usually always find a way to break something off. Hey, but dude broke one off last week too, man, against the Chargers too. Can't remember his name. Yeah, but he broke one off too. So
Riley
I do
Patterson?
think I do think it's fairly balanced on that end.
Oh, it's Jamal Agnew. My bad, Jamal Agnew. Cool. So it sounds like there's an overarching just advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs. Sound like they're gonna win the game I don't want to say they're gonna win the game convincingly, but they're gonna definitely win the game.
Yeah. So I got KC. I'm picking KC. I don't think KC covers though. I do think it'll be a controlled game for Kansas City. They'll still win, but I don't think it's nothing to be like, damn, they got hit by 10.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll with Kansas City too. Next game we got Saturday evening is the New York Football Giants are going to be traveling to Lincoln Field against the Philadelphia Eagles after their first week bye from the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a bye week, won the NFC. What are your thoughts, man? What are some of the key thoughts you got on this game? Vanilla Vic was balling out last week.
Yeah, it was. But also that was two of his best 3 games out of the year came against Minnesota too, and we know how their secondary is. So you know what I'm saying? I do. Hey, but I give credit to when a man does his job that he's supposed to do. So he did exactly what he was supposed to do to handle that game. So say credit to them on that part. Still very impressed, man. Kayvon Thibodeau, man, dude is a beast. You knew he was a beast. People, y'all want to draft a prospect, forget character concerns. If he's a baller on the field, just take him. Don't make it harder than it gotta be. Don't make it harder than it gotta be. But yeah, man, I'm just impressed that the Giants are here to this point. So yeah, but when we get to this breakdown of it, it's just like it's overwhelming. Like it really is overwhelming, bro.
So man, we just gonna jump into the breakdown. Y'all know my thoughts. I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
but we just gonna jump into the breakdown. We got
Brian taking big ball day ball. I am taking big ball day ball, man.
Day ball?
Yeah.
I can't even be mad at that. I can't be mad at that.
I'm not gonna lie. Nick Sirianni's not a good time. He's not a good time. He's not for the vibes. He's not a good time.
He's not as good a time as Dayball. That's the key.
No, he's not a good time.
He's not as good a time as Dayball.
Yeah. So I'm cool on that.
My dude Nick Sirianni though. I gotta go with Nick Sirianni.
Big ball Dayball.
I think Sirianni's 2 years beyond where Dayball is, just because I think that's where Nick Sirianni was. Dayball's having a better turnout with his team in year 1 than Sirianni did. So I'm gonna go Sirianni. Quarterbacks, we got Vanilla Vic, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. I'm rolling with Jalen Hurts too. We got Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and then we got Saquon Barkley, Matt Breida for the running backs.
Going Saquon and Breida.
Yeah, I gotta go Saquon too. I gotta go Saquon. He's back to Saquon before the ACL.
killing it.
Wide receiver core. I think this one's pretty. Wide receiver, tight end.
Batman
Excuse me.
crew. Batman crew.
The Batmans.
Yep.
We got buff Batman,
Batman.
skinny Batman, fast Batman,
And tight end Batman.
and then Batman.
Yeah. Tight end Batman. The
O
Batman.
line.
Eagles.
Yeah.
O-line Eagles.
Pretty easily. I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah.
D line.
Eagles. I'll also go Eagles.
Me too. We got Josh Sweat back after being out for 2-3 weeks. Healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my goodness, that when then Dominican Sue is the third on your depth chart.
Yeah, we're going Eagles.
Linebacker core. TJ Edwards, Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, and on the other side we got Jalen Smith, Micah McFadden, and Azeez Ojulari.
Still like the Eagles a little more on there.
Yep. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. TJ Edwards having a career year this year, so I'm going with TJ Edwards. Secondary.
I'm also going with the Eagles.
Yep.
Pretty clear.
Rolling with the Eagles. Special teams, Jake Elliott on one side, and we got Graham Gano on the other side with Adoree Jackson as a kick returner.
Oh, you know I'm GG's with Graham Gano, man. Big dog Graham, man. Deuce would kill me if I Deuce would kill me if I didn't say Graham Gano. Deuce would kill me. So
I'm sticking with the Eagles. So I got the Eagles all the way across, except for running back. I'm gonna be real when it's real, and
Graham Gano,
is just different.
Yeah, Deuce would kill me if I didn't say Graham Gano. Yeah, big GG's in the chat.
I think the Eagles are favored by a touchdown and a half, so 7.5 for 48 over under as a total points. Who y'all winning this game, and what does it look like to you?
So I got the Eagles winning. I do got the Eagles winning. Said last week, the Giants really were just running open on so many routes. On so many routes, they were running open. But we all know Minnesota's secondary is the worst in the league. It really is, which is crazy because when we did the draft, we sat there and said they would pick up Lewis Cine and Andrew Booth, and they did, and neither one of them really got PT. It's just like, well, why are you holding them out? Like, are they that trash, or y'all just like we don't like anything could have been better than what was out there? I don't think that stuff is open at like that against the Eagles. You might get one or two off, some good scheme, but I don't think that that's open. I like the Eagles secondary better, but I like how the Eagles secondary also matches up with the Giants way more than I like how the Giants secondary matches up against the Batman crew. Because again, if you want to have big balls and decide to leave one of those wide receivers one-on-one, you're gonna get ate up. So that's just gonna be a problem there. So just the matchups in itself seem to be very, very difficult for them. Just the way that I feel like they match up, especially on the perimeter, which will leave everything on the inside, which I give the Giants credit for. I think they've been much better than what I've seen recently, but that's a tall task to try to ask them to perform how they might need to against the Eagles this week.
I have a feeling that the Giants are going to start the game pretty aggressive, sending a couple of blitz just to see how healthy Lane Johnson is, to see if they can create some one-on-one matches. The matchup I'm most worried about is Jalen's blindside with Mailata and Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm not even going to pretend like Kayvon Thibodeau is not that dude. He is that dude. Jordan Mailata is pretty solid, Pro Bowl, All Pro, but still, man, sometimes you run into a DN that you just can't block.
Yeah,
this might be one of them. And depending on how healthy Lane Johnson is, man, they might just flop in both sides and just abuse Lane Johnson all game.
Yeah, and Ojulari snaps too. Like I said, they get busy on that D line, like they do. They can bring pressure. Dexter Lawrence, man, sexy Dexy, he been crashing in the middle too, man. So that the hope for me on their defensive end is gonna come from their D line. Like, let's see how their D line can kind of take advantage of this, and if they can bring their level of play up to this just like insane rate, to where it's like, oh, you know what, we can have a little more help on the back end. But I'm with you there. They would need a big game from their D line, man, this week to make it a winnable game.
So we both got the Eagles winning, but if the Giants win, we wake up on Sunday morning, what's the headline going to be? How did the Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles at home in Lincoln Field?
Turnovers. Every game the Eagles have lost a turnover battle, they lost.
Yep.
That's just been the tagline. Just turnover battle. And that's what you're gonna say about every good team is because they don't give you many opportunities. I remember in the first Eagles Giants game, the Devontae Smith touchdown on the right side of the field. The safety it went for the pick instead of
Yeah,
going to hit Devontae that left the touchdown on the field. And then after that, it just
just
snowballed and
started
got very,
pouring.
very
Yeah,
bad very fast. So I would assume that they've learned their lesson from that. Go down, take your take the contact, don't give up no yards after catch type of stuff. Um, but Jalen throws a great deep ball. They know when to attack that. They know when you're trying to bring it. So I think they would have to be opportunistic, man. They've got, like you said, with the blind side. Can Kayvon and them rip off a strip sack? Can they take advantage of doing that? I think the way that the Giants have implemented Daniel Jones running the football now, it does add a wrinkle to their
yeah,
offense. If you're like, okay, well, they need 4 or 5, they can go get it. So I can look at Daniel Jones and be like, yo, he looks comfortable. He looks like he knows where he's supposed to go with the ball and really what he's supposed to do.
yeah.
But it's really going to be opportunistic, man. You got to be able to take the ball away at some point somehow, man. You have to.
Cool. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, my Eagles can get it done. I'm pretty confident. This is not the team I wanted to face, but
Yeah.
this was like the least excited I was about facing a team like that. I wouldn't mind running it back with Tom Brady after he did his last year with how he did. But next game on the docket is the afternoon game on Sunday for the Bengals and the Bills, who are both going to be in they're going to be in another stadium, aren't they? Or
No,
they're
no,
gonna
no. They'll be in
Bills?
Buffalo.
Okay,
They'll be in Buffalo. They will be in Buffalo.
cool. Oh yeah, Highmark Stadium. So they're going to be in Buffalo.
Yep.
Bengals on the road against the Bills. A rematch of a canceled week 16 game. Excuse me, week 16.
Yeah. So we all knew that they would see each other again, though. Like
Mhm.
we all knew, like, all right, if roads line up, y'all should see each other again at this point, and they did. Um, I won't lie. That first matchup, I told y'all, I believe with everything in me, Cincinnati was going to win that game. The way that they came out and started moving, I just believe Cincinnati was going to win that game, which meant that KC would have still got the 1 seed because they was going to beat the Raiders the next week. So but I really don't want to see AFC Championship game at a neutral site, and I just don't want to hear it. Like I just don't want to hear it. Like
Mhm.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that complaint like of that. So but this game, man, had like I know Cincinnati players have voiced that they were frustrated that they were already selling KC Bills AFC Championship game tickets.
Damn.
Like, yeah, they were already mad that they were already selling that. So that I know that's frustrating for them on that end because they do feel like they still aren't being respected, even though they made the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, they definitely came out of that Super Bowl funk that we talked about them coming
Yeah,
into the season with. They finished the season off real strong.
yeah, they
Um,
did. They did. They really
Buffalo's
did.
favored by 5.5.
Yeah, they really did, man. They did the same, and like one of the most impressive parts for me was Chase went out for a couple weeks there, and they were
Mm-hmm.
still able to put it together, add themselves different wrinkles. You could tell that this team is locked in and engaged every week, man, to really buckle down, man. Hubbard and Henderson and that D line, man, they just seem to always make it work at the right time too. That really was a game changer fumble for a touchdown, man, in that Ravens game, man. Because who knows if they didn't cause that fumble and run it back, man.
Man,
Like what that game could have looked like.
if he
Like what
scored
that
that
game could have looked
touchdown,
like.
I think Lamar ends up leaving.
Yeah.
Lamar has to leave.
So I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Again, they just always seem to make the right. Like when they have a chance to make a play, they make it.
Yeah.
I know some people were a little more critical of like the Bengals having to play a tough game like that with the Ravens, but I told you, man, them AFC North matchups, they just be like that, bro.
Yeah.
So I take them. Yeah, I take
Yeah.
them with a grain of salt. Uh, I don't like how Buffalo looked against Miami. Like you
I
said,
kind of got to
they
look at
can't
that the
help.
same way though. Like that's
Yeah,
one of
like
those
no, yeah,
divisional
yeah,
rival games.
yeah.
How
And
much of
then I
that do
go
we want
back.
to wait into this week?
Yeah, and they just like again, sometimes they just can't help themselves. Like they just really can't help themselves from like just oh, there's a big play that could be made. We could take it instead of killing the clock, and they just leave so much room for people to have to come beat them, man.
Yeah, they're like
So
it's 2nd and 1 from our 35. Let's
Yeah.
throw 2 Hail Marys to
Yeah.
2
Hail
9
Marys.
routes to Stephen Diggs
Yeah.
and Gabriel
Yeah.
Davis and see what happens. Damn, we
Yeah.
missed.
They just can't help themselves with that,
Could have
man.
extended that
They
drive
really can't.
5-7 minutes by getting a first down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Cool,
So,
you ready to go through the breakdown of the coaches?
yep.
We got Andy Reid on one side, and then for the Bills, actually, my bad, I'm looking at the wrong game. game.
McDermott.
We got
McDermott
we got McDermott on one side. What's it, Sean McDermott?
Yep, Sean McDermott and Zach Taylor.
Sean McDermott, Zach Taylor.
I got Sean. I got Sean McDermott right now.
I think I gotta go with Zach Taylor.
Yeah. I got Sean McDermott.
Zach Taylor. Because I think what Zach Taylor did to get them back to this point after a rough start to the season, I'm gonna go with Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Quarterback matchup.
Oh man.
I gotta go
I don't know.
Buckets.
Joe Burrow really is playing better right now. So
He's
I would
just
have to
taking care of the ball a lot better than Josh Allen has.
He is. Yeah, at this moment, I would have to go Burrow over Allen right now.
Cool. Running back battle. Devin Singletary, James Cook on one side, Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon on the other.
I have to go to Bengals.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bengals for sure. Wide receiver core and tight end. Chase, Higgins, Boyd, Hurst on one side, Diggs, Davis, McKenzie, and Knox. I think Cole Beasley has to be added into there too after last.
With the Bengals. I have to go with the Bengals.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I'm gonna go with the Bengals pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
O-line, some notables not playing next week. Alex Kappa, right guard, and Jonah Williams, left tackle, will not be playing next week.
I got Buffalo.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to go Buffalo too. Buffalo just looks like that team that's really, really good that makes some really, really dumb decisions.
That's it. They just really are always in their own way.
D-line. Who you taking D-line wise? I think we're both taking the Bengals, right?
No, so I'm actually going to take the Bills because of how I feel they match up with those injuries.
You make an amazing point. So I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to go with that too.
Because they don't get
should probably come back for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but they said they don't get a lot of sacks, but they still do get a lot of pressures. And missing those linemen like that at this point, with this line that's consistently at it, I think that's gonna be difficult.
The D line does a hell of a job stopping the run too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Cool. Linebacker core. We got Bernard, Edmonds, Milano, and then we got Logan Wilson, Pratt, Davis, Gaither on the other side.
I like the Bills. I like Edmonds and Milano.
I do like Milano. I'm gonna go with the Bills too. Just because of my lack of ever just seeing the linebacking core or hearing any too much praise for the linebacker core.
Logan Wilson,
other than Wilson.
I like the Bills.
Cool. Secondary.
Oh.
We got Eli Apple, Von Bell, Jesse Bates, Cam Taylor Britt for the Bengals, Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, Dean Marlowe, and Dane Jackson on the other side. Dean Marlowe is the third string safety with DeMar Hamlin and Micah Hyde out.
I think I have to lean the Bengals. Kyer Elam be getting push time, I think, for the Bills too, but I think I have to really think about it now. I think I might have to lean the Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Bills. I think Eli Apple's too susceptible to getting beat on trying to be a high risk corner.
Yeah.
Special team. We got Evan McPherson with Trent Taylor and Travion Williams as the returners for the Bengals, and then we got Tyler Bass, Naheem Hines, Isaiah McKenzie for the Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Yeah, I think I have to go with the Bills too. Returners is way better. I have to go Bills, yeah.
Cool. So who you got winning this game, man? Bengals, Bills, Buffalo's favored by 5.5.
I actually got Buffalo winning. I think them injuries is wrong place, wrong time, wrong game. So I don't think I can see Cincinnati pulling this one out. With that, I think it's gonna severely affect their game plan a lot. So I got Buffalo winning this game.
I agree. I agree for sure. I'm definitely gonna go with Buffalo. But if for some reason the Bengals come out winning Sunday evening, after it's all said and done, what's gonna be the headline? Bengals win because Joe Burrow throws 5 touchdowns and Josh Allen throws 2 interceptions.
Oh man, um, it's gonna have to be a clutch moment. It's gonna be a game-winning drive.
Ooh,
'Cause I could say turnovers for the Bills, but one thing they do is they still win games when they lose a turnover battle. So
thanks.
like that's not yeah. I think it's just gonna be last man last shot. That's it.
Whoever got the
Last
ball
man last
last
shot.
winning the game.
Yeah, last man last shot. That's how I think the Bengals are gonna win. I look at the Bengals this year like I looked at them last year. They got their ways too. They kind of linger around and let people do things too. Like they don't make mistakes, but sometimes it takes them a while to kick on the gas. So we could say Zach Taylor run the football because Buffalo is susceptible to having a football run on them. But I think it's just gonna be last man last shot if it comes down to it.
Cool. Cool. Both going with the Bills. But if for some reason the Bengals hang around and they got the ball last, Joey Buckets might come through.
Yeah.
Last game for the weekend for the divisional round. We got the Cowboys visiting the 49ers in Levi Stadium. San Francisco's only favored by 4 points right now at home.
Yeah.
Only 4 points. What's this game looking like to you, man? I'm pretty convinced that the Niners are gonna win. Like, I'm pretty convinced. We'll go through that as we go through the breakdown and kind of talk about it throughout. But what are some of your highlights looking at this game?
Dak. Looking at Dak, man. Said Dak. It's just time. It's just time to put off these. He's been talking extremely confident for a guy who, what I'm saying, acts like they've been here before. On a, what I'm saying. So it's just on Dak, man. It's just time for Dak and McCarthy to continue to take the moment. When it comes time, bro, y'all gotta win. Y'all gotta clutch up. Y'all got through with Tampa. Y'all were superiorly the better team last week. But now you're playing a more upgraded team in every level of the ball, and this is gonna be time for you two to elevate. Because every time they lose a game like this, they love to blame everything but themselves. Maybe the refs did this, like they just love to do that game. And now is just not the time, man. Y'all gotta win. Y'all gotta step up and y'all gotta win. So I'm looking at them.
Cool. Cool. We about to see one thing that really stands out to me in this game specifically. Mike McCarthy is not a player improver.
No.
You know how in video games, like on my team, for instance, you got like a diamond coach. You throw Greg Popovich on there, it throws everyone's 3-pointer up by like 5.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think Mike McCarthy's that coach.
No, he's not that.
And on the other side, you got Shanahan, who's shown, bro, I did this with 3 different quarterbacks this season,
Yep.
and we're still
Fact.
13-4.
Yep. That's facts.
He upgrades everybody's attributes across the board, and I think that says it all. That's one thing I keep looking at is McCarthy, bro, you're not it. But let's go through the comparison across the board, starting with Mike McCarthy and Kyle Shanahan. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take Kyle.
I am also taking Kyle for sure. Down to the quarterback battle, we got Brock Purdy and then Dak Prescott.
I would still take Dak over Brock in this moment.
This game I'm gonna take Brock Purdy, specifically for his ability to be mobile. You know what? I sound like a fool. I'm going with Dak. I just sound like a hater because it's the Cowboys. I'm gonna go with Dak. I'm just gonna Running back battle: Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott on one side, Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell on the other.
CMC solos.
CMC solos, which
CMC
it ain't even a stretch either because CMC does in one game what they do together.
Yeah. CMC solos. So that's a wrap.
Cool. Wide receiver core, we got Lamb, Gallup, Brown, Dalton Schultz for the tight end, and they got Debo, Ayuk, Jawan Jennings, and George Kittle for the Niners.
Going 49ers.
Yep. Going with the Niners pretty easy. O-line, it looks like both of them have a pretty healthy
Still go
O-line.
49ers. Still go 49ers. Trent
Yeah,
Williams.
Trent Williams solos.
Yep. Trent Williams solos. That's a wrap.
D-line, we got Ebukam, Kinlaw,
So this
Armstead,
this is this is where
Bosa.
it became difficult for me. This is where it became difficult for me because, and I'll tell you this now,
Ooh,
I'm taking 49ers D line and linebackers. But the problem is, where does Micah go on the other side? Because if Micah's a linebacker in the linebacking core, he doesn't do what Fred Warner and them does. You put him on the D line, then that linebacking core is even weaker. But Nick Bosa is just the same dude as Micah on the other side.
yeah.
And then they got who's bro in the middle? Solomon in the middle. So it's like I'm leaning 49ers both, no matter where and or how you decide to move Micah.
I'm gonna go with the Niners pretty convincingly. And I'm not gonna fall on the Nick Bosa and Fred Warner combo at D line and linebacker core. I'm looking at dudes like Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, I said
Those two
Solomon.
guys.
Solomon Thomas was the one who got traded.
Oh
Eric
yeah.
Armstead. Yeah, Eric
Eric
Armstead was the one
Armstead
who
and
I was thinking
Javon
about.
Kinlaw, they take so much
Kinlaw.
advantage of those double teams on
Yeah,
Bosa.
say
It's
Solomon.
they're
Yeah,
just an amazing compliment to him. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners. So going that takes us right into the secondary. We got Hufanga, Gibson Jr., Travarius Ward, and then Lenoir. On the other side, Jerron Curse is questionable. But we got Deron Bland, Jaron Curse, Malik Hooker, Trevon Diggs.
I actually like Dallas's secondary a little better in this one though.
Hmm, okay.
They seem to play well behind the D line. Like they seem to just play well like cohesively together.
I'm gonna go with the Niners. I'm gonna go with the Niners. And the biggest thing
Yeah.
for me is the Niners. The difference is Trevon Diggs likes to take risks. We all know that. It's well documented. And then I see Travarius Ward on the other side, who's just a lockdown corner. He's like, I don't need to take no risks. I'm perfectly fine defending you for 3 plays in a row. Um,
Yeah.
Plus, I think about Dallas always having to play with a 3 to 4 touchdown lead. Your corners know what's coming.
Yeah.
Your safeties know what's coming. You ain't really got to do much.
Yep.
Special teams, Robbie Gold, and then Ray McLeod is the returner. On the other side, we got Brett Maher.
Yeah, I ain't going with that Dallas kicker after that mess he did last week.
4 in a
Yeah.
row?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I said I ain't going with him. I said, nah. I said, nah. You get a game winner. I'm still not picking you going into this game. Robbie Gold, man.
Worst thing that could have happened to him is them winning that last week, because now he got to come to this week with that on his brain.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Winner of this game will be
San Francisco 49ers.
You got them covering the 4. Is it going to be a pretty convincing win?
Nah, I still think it's gonna be a competitive game throughout.
Okay.
I really do. I don't think it's gonna be no blowout. I think it's gonna be a competitive game.
Lastly, man, if the Dallas Cowboys come out on top, what's going to be the headline for us Monday morning? Why did the Dallas Cowboys win this game?
That's the same thing. Somebody's at some point somebody has to take advantage of these balls Purdy be leaving out there. At some point,
He do be leaving them out there too. They be
somebody
hitting
has to.
hands and be
Dallas,
dropped.
yeah, and Dallas is the one who would take advantage. So Brock Purdy would just have to have a bad game. I think he would have to have a real bad game.
Cool.
So
I'm going to say that the 49ers win this by 2 touchdowns.
oh dang.
I think there's gonna come to a point in the game where just matchups for the defense of that Dallas Cowboys and that wide receiver core, having CMC back there. I think Dallas is just gonna get overwhelmed on defense. They'll start to get out of character, start to send some blitzes, hoping that they can create some pressure. Brock Purdy's gonna do his thing. I don't think he has an amazing game. I just think the skill positions is just they're gonna outmatch that secondary on the Dallas side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have them winning by 2 touchdowns.
Dang. Got you.
Cool. That's it for the divisional round, man. That pretty much takes us based on what we said who was gonna win. That takes us with the Chiefs facing off against the Bills in the conference championship, and then the Eagles facing the 49ers, potentially in the conference championship.
It's gonna be a great game. There'll be some great games if that's the matchup.
Damn, that sets us up for a crazy potential Super Bowl.
It really does. It really does. Because you will go in with like, okay, four of the teams we kind of expected to be there will be there. So that's gonna be crazy.
Cool, man.
I'm excited.
Any final thoughts as we get into the wrap up for everything?
Nah, ready to lock in, get ready to go this game. I gotta get everything ready. I ain't getting ready. Just get some sleep. Get ready to go.
Go get you a throw blanket or something just in case.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Enjoy the game tomorrow, man. We'll be back at it next week to review the wild card or the divisional round, excuse me. Go over the conference championship matchups. Get us ready for the following week. So
Yeah.
Cool. We'll catch y'all next week. Another episode of TTEspn on Friday.
Yeah.